I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. And this is just something for me personally. But with all the stuff coming out with the celebrities, my question is, with all that stuff coming out, why bring it up if they ain't gonna do nothing about it? I mean, I understand what everybody did. Don't get me wrong. I understand what they did. But if we gonna bring it out and bring it to light and not do anything about it, then what's the point of bringing it up? What's the point of bringing it out? What's the point of bringing it to light? Cause they victims still suffering. They victims still going through it. They victims still got to feel that pain. Every day they wake up. Every day they try to go to a store, or go get something to eat, or chill with their family. They still got to feel that pain and feel that emotion. While their attackers, or whatever you want to call them, are still out scot free, eating, sleeping, and going home to their families and living their everyday life. Them folks going through trauma. And they thought telling y'all was gonna do something. They thought coming out was gonna have a bigger result than what it did. And that's a question of the American justice system that I question every day. And I know with the way it's set up, certain celebrities, if you have a certain amount of money, people ain't gonna do nothing to you. And I think there's some as a society we need to work on changing and getting people rightfully convicted for the stuff they do, no matter how much money they have. But I know in a perfect world that's the way the world should be. But I know this world is so corrupt and so evil and so tied up in money that people can basically get away with anything if they have enough money. I don't think it should be that way, but I accepted that that's the way the world is. But my question is, if we gonna bring all this stuff up, why we brought it up if ain't nobody gonna treat it, if ain't nobody gonna talk about it, if ain't nobody gonna actually do nothing physically to the people, then what's the point? It's like you spitting in the face of the victims to me. But maybe that's just me and my thinking of the situation. I don't know. I would love to hear you guys comment on this topic, but I'm just curious, man. It's like, what's your point? What's the point in bringing all this stuff up about all these different people if we just gonna let them escape the charges and do what they want to do anyway? It's like it gonna make the victim feel like I shouldn't have said nothing anyway. I was right for holding it in all these years. Cause I told them, and look, ain't nothing happened to them. That making people not want to tell people when stuff happened to them. Then you wonder why kids and stuff don't want to come out and talk about it. Stuff like this. You wonder why people hold stuff 20 and 30 years and don't want to come out and talk about it. Situations like this. Because when they do, it don't make a difference. The same people still out doing the same stuff, still going to the same places, still acting the same way, and y'all ain't doing nothing about it. So it's like, what's the point in telling anybody anything? I'd rather just suffer in silence, do what I gotta do, and make it through in my own way. And that's what leads to so many people self harming themselves, and so many people having mental breakdowns and mental challenges and stuff. But they have to do it that way because when they tell the supposed to be authorities or the supposed to be higher powers that's on earth, they do nothing about it. So it's kind of like a catch 22. What am I supposed to do? If I tell them, they ain't gonna do nothing. But if I handle it myself, they gonna try to convict me. So it's kind of like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. But that's just my opinion on that situation. I was just curious to see what you guys think, and I wanted to change the content up just a little bit. So I'm just curious to see what y'all think, and I want y'all opinion on it when I drop this video. Let me know, in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Doing topics like this reminded me of what I first did when I first got into TikTok in 2020. When I first was talking about all the political stuff. Well, now that I have a podcast, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna start back watching the news and bring up topics that I feel people want to hear me talk about, and that's what I'm going to talk about on my podcast. Because I know you guys will love to hear my opinion on different subjects. I'll just be able to take it in a deeper direction and get even deeper on my thoughts. And I think it would be a great idea to do for my podcast topics. Because I was questioning where would I get my topics from. But then Spirit just told me it would be easier for you to get your topics from everyday news. Just resurrect what you used to do and mix it with what you're currently doing. Mix it with what you're currently growing into. So it's mixing my past and my future together. I think it's going to lead to something great. And that means I have to watch the news every night to see what I want to talk about. But I like watching the news anyway. I just had stopped watching it because I didn't see any use for it at the moment. But now that I see use for it, I'm going to watch it every night and I'm going to pick out a topic or two that I like to talk about. And I'm going to start my podcast by talking about that and see what's next and see where that goes. Because I know you guys love hearing my opinions, so I just want to use that and mix the two together and just see where we go from here. I'm excited about it and I'm looking forward to it. So let's just see where this goes, and I'm looking forward to continue to build my platform. I'm going to continue to be even more honest, even more open, and even more real. Let's go.